I, 46 years old, have been with my husband, 55 years old, for 7 years, married for 4. I have a 21-year-old son who is mildly on the autism spectrum and who I raised mostly alone. My husband has an 18-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter who he raises 50-50. I work full-time. My husband is a part-time student who lives off some family investments. He owns the house we live in. We keep finances separate mostly. We all lived together as a family for several years until my son left for university 3 years ago, and it has been mostly easy. We've been lucky. All the kids are nice, although we've had a few disagreements about parenting styles and tolerance. My son now has a girlfriend, 18 years old, who he lives with. She has gone no contact with her mum, who I believe is bipolar and angry, and didn't really know her dad. The girlfriend seems nice but has some mental health issues which she gets help for. She seems to love my son and make him happy. This year for Christmas, my son asked if his girlfriend could stay with us, otherwise my son won't be able to join us as he doesn't want to leave her alone. My husband finds having people stay over very stressful. It causes anxiety, so he said no. My husband has been dealing with his own mental health issues for the last year, so I understand that, but it puts me in a tricky spot with my son. I have said that I would want to join my son at his house to help cook and make a fuss if they can't come here. My son says that would mean a lot to him, as it feels more family-ish. My husband is very upset about this and doesn't want me to go. I tried to offer a compromise to my son of paying for an Airbnb for them nearby to sleep at while spending Christmas Day with us, but he says the girlfriend feels unwelcome and awkward now. I have told my husband I might still go to them for Christmas. I didn't expect this to be an issue as my husband doesn't like Christmas. His kids will come to us after 2 p.m. from their mums, open presents and then do their own thing until dinner, which is traditionally chicken schnitzel in their family. My husband loves to cook for his kids and cooks nearly all the food in our home, lucky me. My husband is very upset that I'd go elsewhere for Christmas Day and wants me to be with him and his kids. He's been very unhappy for days and making it clear I'll be letting him down if I go. I know I'm a part of their family and my son is a grown-up, but he's still my son and I feel torn. My son can't leave his girlfriend alone but wants to see me. My husband isn't comfortable for her to stay. She feels too rejected to stay nearby and visit, and my husband feels I should be with him for Christmas. I'm just stuck. I want everyone to be happy. Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Thank you so much to everyone who has spent the time to comment. I've been feeling a bit lost and was beginning to feel I couldn't do anything right here. Your comments have helped me feel more comfortable with my Xmas choice X. Comment 2. Not the idiot. It's normal that when a couple moves in together, they would stay together and your husband is basically pushing them away. Go be with your son. Comment 3. Your husband gets to choose 1. Son and GF at his home, or 2. You at son's place. He can't put himself first in every scenario. Not the idiot now for the update. After some serious thinking, I decided that I needed to prioritize my son's needs and his first serious relationship. I reached out to my husband to have a heart-to-heart, hoping we could find a compromise. Well, turns out life had its own plans to throw into the mix. Last Tuesday, I got a call from my son, all excited, saying his girlfriend's parents had invited us all to spend Christmas at their cabin. A beautiful, neutral ground where no one would have to play host, and it sounded perfect. I thought this was the universe handing us a solution on a silver platter. I was wrong. When I brought it up to my husband, he exploded. He said I was choosing my son over him and his kids, and if I went, it would be over between us. I was devastated. Here I was trying to keep my family together, and it was falling apart anyway. Our argument escalated, and his daughter overheard everything. She's a smart kid and decided to take matters into her own hands. The next morning, she sat us both down and gave us a teary speech about how we were all she had since her mom passed and that she didn't want to lose her family over a Christmas dinner. That seemed to shake my husband to the core. He broke down, told us about his struggles with depression, which had been worse lately and which he had kept mostly to himself. He was scared of being alone while I was at my son's, and he admitted he needed help. We decided as a family that he should start therapy. The following week, while my husband had his first therapy session, I visited my son to discuss the situation. I told him about his stepdad's issues and how torn I felt. Here's the jaw-dropping bit. My son, in all his wisdom, decided to extend the Christmas cabin invitation to my husband and his kids. He said he wanted to support his stepdad and show that he cares about him too. When I told my husband, I saw a light in his eyes that I hadn't seen in a long time. He was touched. After a family meeting, including a video call with my son's girlfriend's family to iron out the details, we've all agreed to spend Christmas together at the cabin. It's not been an easy couple of weeks, but it feels like we're on a new path now, one filled with more understanding and compassion. I'm cautiously optimistic that this might be the best Christmas we've ever had. Now, for the comments. Comment 1. You're the idiot big time. Your hubby was clearly feeling left out, and instead of addressing his feelings, you were all set to ditch him for your son's GF's family shindig. It's not about prioritizing your son, it's about making your partner feel included and valued. Good on your stepdaughter for stepping in and on your son for extending the invite. But you need to work on your empathy and communication skills stat. Comment 2. Not the idiot at all. It sounds like you're trying to balance a complex family dynamic and your husband's reaction was out of line. Depression is tough, but it doesn't give him a free pass to emotionally blackmail you. I'm glad he's agreed to therapy, and it's heartwarming that your son is being inclusive. Keep supporting each other, and this cabin Christmas could be the fresh start you all need. Comment 3. Absolutely not the idiot. You're stuck in a tough spot, but family isn't just about blood, it's about love and inclusion. Your son did a great thing by inviting his stepdad and step-siblings, showing maturity and understanding. It's not on you to fix everything, and your husband's issues, while serious, shouldn't dictate every family decision. Therapy is a step forward. Here's to a cabin Christmas filled with healing and new traditions. Now, for the next story. Today is my birthday, and last night, after several small incidents with my friend, I had her removed from my hotel room after she refused to leave. It started out small. She would order the most expensive thing on the menu, and I snapped. She said if you can afford this expensive hotel room and a new car, you can spare an extra $10. She has no money and no job. Next was her drinking out of my wine bottle. I had already told her before, do not put your mouth on my bottle because I don't know where your mouth has been. Then for a second time, she did it again with a brand new bottle and said she planned on drinking the whole thing and it's not a big deal. I bought the bottle and it was still half full. Following, we went downtown to a lounge that I wanted to go to for my birthday, and as soon as we walked in, while I was asking the bartender how the place operates, she cuts him off and tells me to let's go. We're leaving very rudely and storms out, and I followed not thinking. We had a chat outside and I told her I wanted to go there, and she said we can't go back because of how she acted. After I decided to go back to the hotel, and she asked to go to the gas station, I told her 3 times that day not to eat in my car, and she proceeded to open a paper bowl of boiled peanuts filled to the rim with liquid and asked me to drive slow so she could eat it. I cursed her out and made her put the lid back on. Pissed, I drove back to the hotel, grabbed my stuff, left her there to go out with another friend to bring in my birthday, and had to turn back around to grab a bottle of wine I left at the hotel. When I got back to the room, she locked the door and I could see through the crack that she was standing at the door. I told her to remove the lock, and she kept saying no repeatedly. Then eventually she unlocked the door. Once it was opened, I held it open and said she needed to get out, that I'm tired of the disrespect, and she needed to go. She refused and said I needed to take her home or get her an Uber, and I said no. I threatened to call the police, and then she picked up the hotel phone and asked them to call for her. Security came up and I told them, my name is on the room and I want her out, so they removed her. Based on what she said, am I the a-hole for not taking her home knowing she has no car, money, service phone, many people to help her? With that being said, am I the idiot? Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot, and from her behaviour that is the reason she doesn't have many people to help her. I hope you cut that user off. All she is after is what she can get out of you. Comment 2. Not the idiot, it sounds like your friend is suffering from mental health concerns. She needs help, but you are not Tay. Comment 3. Gee, I wonder why she doesn't have many people to help her. Not the idiot. Now, for the update. I thought getting my friend removed from the hotel room by security was the end of it, but oh boy was I wrong. After the incident, I thought going no contact was the best course of action. However, my ex-friend had other plans. She blasted our entire friend group with messages, painting me as the ultimate villain, leaving out her own behaviour, of course. I started receiving mixed messages, some friends showing support, while others clearly bought into her side of the story. It felt like high school all over again, with sides being chosen and rumours running rampant. I thought I could shake it off until I received a letter from a lawyer. Yep, you read that right. A lawyer. She was threatening to sue for emotional damages and defamation of character because I had apparently ruined her reputation by sharing the event with our mutual friends and on Reddit. I couldn't believe it. I had to spend money on a consultation just to be told what I already knew. Her claims were baseless and wouldn't hold up in court. Just when I thought this nightmare couldn't get any worse, I was proven wrong again. I went out to my car one morning and found a scratch along the side and a note tucked under the wiper. It was a half-hearted apology from her, admitting she'd done it in a moment of anger but still blaming me for pushing her to the edge. Now I was dealing with property damage on top of everything else. However, the universe must have decided I had enough because the tide started to turn. Some of our mutual friends reached out, having heard about the car incident, and suddenly her narrative started to crumble. They started to see her behaviour for what it was, destructive and manipulative. Slowly but surely, many of them began to reach out to me, offering apologies and support. The final twist. Yesterday I got a call from her mother. It turns out my ex-friend had a history of lashing out like this, and her family was at their wits' end. Her mum was genuinely apologetic, explaining that her daughter was going through some serious personal issues and they were planning an intervention. She offered to pay for the damages to my car and asked if I'd be willing to share my side of the story at the intervention to help her daughter get the help she needed. It was a lot to process, but I agreed. So here I am, 2 weeks later, with a car in the shop, a clearer view of who my real friends are, and an unexpected part to play in hopefully getting someone the help they clearly need. It's been wild and I'm just hoping for some semblance of normalcy to return soon. And for the record, I still don't think I was the jerk, but I do hope my friend can find her way back to being the person I once knew. Now for the comments. Comment 1, not the idiot. The fact that they went as far as to damage your car is beyond forgiveness. It's good that their mum is stepping in with an intervention, but that doesn't excuse their behaviour. They need to be held accountable for their actions, not just given a pass because they're going through a rough time. You have every right to share your side and seek a return to normalcy. Comment 2, you're the idiot. Look, everyone has their breaking point, but it seems like you're taking a tough situation and making it about you. Your ex-friend clearly has issues they're struggling with, and while that doesn't excuse their behaviour, it does call for some empathy. Maybe instead of hoping for a return to normalcy, you should focus on being supportive during their intervention. They need help, not a former friend holding a grudge. Comment 3, not the idiot. Good on you for standing your ground and not letting false accusations slide. It takes a lot to not retaliate when your property is damaged. It's great that you're willing to share your side without stooping to their level. It shows maturity and that you're not interested in escalating the situation. The intervention is a step in the right direction, and hopefully your ex-friend gets the help they need. Now for the next story, am I the idiot for calling my wife a selfish brat? Okay, so me, 34-year-old male, and my wife, 28-year-old female, are having a huge disagreement. My wife loves wearing short clothes and I love anything she wears, but honestly, for the 4 years we have been together, we have always had the issue of coats. We live in a very cold country, and I don't understand why my wife needs to take my coat when she is cold. She refuses to bring her coat and gets mad when I bring her a coat, saying that it ruins her outfit. But she will steal my coat when she gets cold. I feel the cold really badly and I don't like going without it. If it happens once or twice it's fine, but all the time, and she won't let me bring a coat because it's silly to walk around with a woman's coat. Yesterday I was invited to go stargazing for my wife's niece's birthday, and I told her, and I can't stress this enough, that it will be cold. She still wore a cute, sexy but small outfit, and I got snapped at for trying to bring a coat. Halfway into the trip, she started tugging on my coat, asking me to give it to her. I told her no, that I warned her this would happen, but she wanted to go home. I was having fun and honestly I didn't want to go, so I gave her the keys and told her to go herself. She got upset and called me a fat butt who could not do anything for his wife, and honestly I was shocked. I grabbed the keys from her and told her to not be such a selfish brat and to get a ride from someone else, and I went home. She hurt me in front of her family and now we are not speaking to each other. My friends say I was mean and a man should always protect his wife. Am I the idiot? Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Your wife actually sounds like a childish, vain, superficial, selfish brat. A low EQ and little common sense. Also, it's 4 years later. I hope you're not holding your breath for her miracle change. Comment 2. Not the idiot. She is crazy. You did the right thing, but I would just get a backup coat of hers in the car whenever you'll go out for the future. Comment 3, not the idiot. But you chose to marry a high-maintenance princess, so now for the update. It's been a month now, and things haven't gotten any better. The coat situation escalated beyond what I could have imagined. After the stargazing night, we tried to talk it out, but both of us were too stubborn and hurt to really listen. One day, she left the house without a word, wearing one of her light jackets, even though it was snowing heavily. She didn't come back for hours and I was worried sick. I called her friends, family, and finally the police. They found her car in a ditch on the outskirts of town. She'd skidded off the icy road. She was hypothermic and barely conscious when the paramedics got to her. The guilt is eating me alive. She's in the hospital now with severe frostbite. They're saying she might lose a couple of fingers. I've been here every day just hoping she'll forgive me when she wakes up. I should have just given her the damn coat or insisted she wear something warmer. I was too focused on being right instead of being kind. I haven't told my friends the full extent of what happened, but they know it's serious. I can see in their eyes that they're re-evaluating the advice they gave me. I don't care about that, though. I just want her to be okay. This coat argument seems so petty now, and I can't believe it led to this. I wish I could turn back time and fix all of this. Now for the comments. Comment 1, not the idiot. While the argument might seem silly in hindsight, you couldn't have predicted the accident. It's not your responsibility to dress your partner. They're an adult and should know how to dress appropriately for the weather. It's unfortunate what happened, but the guilt isn't yours to bear. It was an accident, plain and simple. Comment 2. You're the idiot. I get that arguments happen, but when it comes to the health and safety of your loved ones, you've got to put pettiness aside. It doesn't matter who was right about the coat. What matters is that your partner was in danger and you let a silly argument prevent you from making sure they were safe. Hope you can learn from this and prioritize what's truly important. Comment 3. Not the idiot. It's really easy for people to say you should have done this or that after something goes wrong. But the truth is, we all have arguments and we can't live our lives constantly worrying about the worst case scenario. You're there for them now and that's what counts. Don't beat yourself up over something you had no control over. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.